Hello students, how are you? Are you okay? I hope so. So this is Mr. Ahmed again with a grammar lesson from Close Up Coursebook, Unit 1, Lesson 3. And our lesson today is about the present simple and the present continuous. So let's get started. So here we have the present simple and the present continuous, and I want you to match each tense with its usages from the right half of the screen. So pause the video and match each tense with its usages. Take your time to match. Okay, so let's check our answers together. So first we have the present simple, which is used with facts or general truths, and it's also used to talk about routines or habits, and we use the present simple to talk about timetabled events in the future. Next we have the present continuous, which is used with actions that are happening now or around now, and it's also used with temporary actions. So as I mentioned before, we use the present simple with general truths or facts, and these are somehow related to the scientific facts or the things that are clear for all of us. For example, the earth goes around the sun. So this is something that is a scientific fact. It doesn't rain very much in summer, and this is something that is a fact for all of us. Repeated actions, and these are the things that you do again and again, habits or routine. I always get hungry in the afternoon. I get up at 8 o'clock every morning. Permanent states. We live in Giza, so we started to live in Giza in the past, we still live in Giza in the present, we're gonna live in Giza in the future. So this is a permanent situation. We also use the present simple with timetable events. So these are the actions that are gonna happen in the future according to a timetable. For example, the plane to Hurghada takes off at 8 p.m. So this event here is going to happen in the future according to the timetable. So in the form of the present simple, we use the verb plus s or es with he, she, it, or any singular noun, like Ahmed, the dog, the student. So these are singular nouns. For example, we say he to the dentist once a year. So he go or he goes. So we're gonna add es here, so it's gonna be he goes. Okay, and rice in hot climates. So rice grow or grows. So in the form of the present simple, we use the verb plus s or es with he, she, it, or any singular noun, like Ahmed, the dog, the student. So these are singular nouns. For example, we say he to the dentist once a year. So he go or he goes. So we're gonna add es here, so it's gonna be he goes. Okay, and rice in hot climates. So rice grow or grows. So rice here is an uncountable noun, so we deal with it as a singular noun. So it's gonna be rice grows. Okay, so with I, you, we, they, or any plural noun like the students, the dogs, we use the verb without anything. So the base form of the verb. For example, we say they, their aunt, every Thursday. So they visit or they visits. They visit. Okay. The birds to the island every morning. The birds return or returns. The birds return. That's good. So as I told you, with he, she, it, we add an s at the end of the verb. So we say he works, she works, it works. And with I, you, we, they, we say work without s or es. Okay, so I work, you work, we work, they work. And if I want to make it negative, I'm gonna add don't or doesn't. So we use don't with I, you, we, they, and we use doesn't with he, she, it, and we don't add s at the end of the verb with doesn't. Okay, so we say she doesn't work. We cannot say she doesn't works. And if I want to make a question, I'm gonna start the question with do or does. Okay, so with he, she, it, we say does he work, and we don't add s or es here also. Okay, so with I, you, we, they, we say do you, Do we? Do they? Okay. And the answer for this question would be yes, I do. No, I don't. Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. Okay, so we use does or does he or doesn't here with he, she, it, and don't and do with you, I, you, we, they. And this is what we call short answer. Yes, I do. Yes, he does. No, he doesn't, and so on. So the adverbs frequency are used with the present simple to refer to a repeated action in the present, and they are always, often, usually, sometimes, never, rarely. For example, he's always late for school. So we use always here after verb to be, which is as, and this is a general rule for the adverbs frequency. We use them after verb to be. But if we have a main verb, like this sentence, he always drives us to school. So the main verb here is drives, and we use always before this main verb, and this is also like a general rule for the adverb frequency. So we use them after verb to be, before the main verb. Here are also some time expressions that are used with the present simple to refer to habits, routines, or repeated actions. For example, every day at the weekend in the morning, on Mondays in January, once a week. For example, I go out with my friends at the weekend. So here at the weekend might refer to, a habit or something that is repeated. Now let's talk about the present continuous, and the present continuous is used to talk about actions that are happening at or around the time of speaking. So things that are happening now or around now. For example, Mandy is writing an article about Egypt. So this is something that is happening at the moment now. I'm studying Spanish this year. So this is something that is happening around now, around the time of speaking. And we also use the present continuous with temporary actions, things that are not gonna last for a long time in the future. For example, my cousin is staying with us for 2 weeks. Next, we have situations that are changing in the present. So this is something that is developing in the present. For example, the population of the world is increasing very fast. And the present continuous is also used with annoying habits. So this is something that you do again and again until it becomes annoying for you. For example, I am always losing things. My brother is forever complaining about his homework. So your brother is always doing something here which you are not happy about, which is complaining. And the present continuous is also used with arranged plans in the future. So the present continuous is used in the future with arranged plans, things that you intended to do in the future. For example, we're visiting my aunt this Saturday. And in the form of the present continuous, we use am is are with the verb plus ing. So we say, I'm working, you are working, she's working, and so on. And if I want to make it negative, I'm gonna add am not after am is are, so they become am not, aren't, isn't. For example, I'm not, you aren't, he isn't. And with questions, we start the questions with am is are, and then the subject, and then the verb plus ing. So we say for example, are you working? Is she working? And so on. And the answer would be yes, I am. No, I am not. Yes, he is. No, he isn't. Yes, we are. No, we aren't. And here are some time expressions that are used with the present continuous to refer to things that are happening now or around now. For example, now, at the moment, for the time being, these days, this week, tonight, today. Okay, students, now let's have some practice. So here we have 4 sentences and 4 usages for the present simple. So I want you to match each sentence with its usage of the present simple. So you're gonna match the sentence with its reason for using the present simple in this sentence. So pause the video and match the sentences with the usages. Okay, now let's check our answers together. So the first one, water boils at 100 Celsius. So it's gonna be scientific fact. So this is a general truth. His parents work at a bank. So this is gonna be permanent situation. B. We have a dance class next week. So this is a timetabled event, which is D. The English drink a lot of tea. This is habits and repeated actions. This is somehow related to letter A. Now let's do the same with the present continuous. You have 5 sentences and 5 usages of the present continuous. You're gonna match the sentences with the usages. So pause the video again and match. Okay, let's check our answers together. So the first sentence, you're always interrupting me. So this is an annoying habit. So it's gonna be D. Number 2, what are you doing at the weekend? So here I'm asking about a future plan. So it's gonna be C. Next, I'm saving up for a car. So this is a temporary situation. So it's gonna be B. Number 4, the baby is crying. It must be hungry. So the baby is crying now. So this is something that is happening now. Families are becoming smaller and smaller these days. So this is something that is changing or developing in the present time. So it's going to be E, changing and developing situations in the present. Okay everyone, let's do this task together. So the first sentence here, Peter hates his new school. So what is the verb here? Hates? That's right. What is the tense that is used here? Present simple or the present continuous? Present simple. He understands the problem. So the verb is understands, and the tense that is used here is the present simple. Next, these flowers smell wonderful. So what is the verb? Smell? That's right. Is it in the present simple or the present continuous form? The present simple. Okay, next, who owns the blue car outside? So the verb here is owns. Yeah, that's right. So is it in the present simple or the present continuous form? The present simple. So do you know why we use the present simple with these verbs? So as I told you before, there are some stative verbs that can be used in the present continuous. For example, the verb to be. John is very honest, so this is his usual behavior. Ken is being very rude, so this is only at the moment and it's not his normal behavior. Next we have the verb see. So the verb see, when it comes to mean to meet someone, we can use the present continuous with this meaning, but when it comes to mean to understand something, we cannot use the present continuous with this meaning. For example, my uncle Paul is my mom's brother. Oh, I see. So I see here means I understand. I'm seeing Wendy tomorrow evening. So here see means to meet someone. Think. The verb think, when it comes to mean to consider something, we can use the present continuous with this meaning, but when it comes to have an idea or opinion about something, we cannot use the present continuous with this meaning. For example, I think I have met you before. So this is an opinion. I'm thinking of going to France. You're considering something here. So that's why we can use the present continuous when the verb think means to consider something. Okay guys, let's do this task. So I want you to pause the video and choose the correct answer so that you can complete the sentences. So take your time to do the task. Okay, let's check our answers together. So the first question, quiet William, why are you or why are you being so noisy this morning? So are you being so noisy this morning? So this is not his usual behavior, and that's why we use the present continuous here with be. Who's that? I'm not remembering, or I don't remember her name. So remember here is stative verb, and we can only use the present simple with remember. Aaron lives or is living with her cousin for a few weeks. So this is a temporary situation, and we can use the present continuous here. Granddad isn't feeling well. He is seeing or he sees the doctor later today. So this is uh, you know present continuous, because see here means that you are meeting someone in the future. So this is, we can say that it's a future plan. Next we have Tony is looking like his grandfather, or Tony looks like his grandfather. I think Tony looks like, because look is a stative verb, and we can use the present simple here. So Tony looks like. Mom and dad always are taking or take us with them on holidays. So this is present simple because we have always. So this sentence refers to a repeated action. 7. Bob and Sue to their aunt Maisie's house every weekend. So this is present simple because we have a repeated action. So it's gonna be go, not arguing. Why do you think, or why are you thinking children are jealous of each other? So I think this is present simple, and think here refers to one opinion or idea. So I'm asking you about your opinion about, if you know children are jealous of each other. Okay guys, so here we have a text about identical twins. So I want you to read the text and complete it with the correct present simple or present continuous form of the verbs in brackets. So pause the video and complete the text. Okay, let's check our answers together. So the first one, that identical twins are fascinating. So I think, or I'm thinking, I think, okay? They have or they are having the same DNA. They have, this is present simple, but they have got different fingerprints, and they often have different personalities too. My sisters Katie and Sandy are being or are identical twins, and my parents and I don't know which twin is which most of the time. In fact, they always play, or they are always playing because this is an annoying habit. They are always doing something that is annoying for them, tricks on us, which is not funny. They wear different clothes every morning, so we know who is who, but they sometimes change clothes later just to confuse. So this is gonna be where, and the next one is gonna be sometimes change just to confuse us. There is only one thing that helps us tell who is who. Katie spends a lot of her free time reading books, but Sandy hates reading. She often complains about it, saying Kate is reading again. So we can say is reading because this is present continuous. So this is the end of our today's session. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the upcoming video.